Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 48 of Thick and Thin with LB Duty. Me, people, everyone, Tiff, Hitman. It's a huge party.
It is.
It's been like a while. It's been like 2 weeks, I think, since we've done a show, right?
That's correct.
I think I was actually on the last show.
Yes, you were.
That's when you know it's been a long time.
Yes.
It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, so I don't even remember why we didn't have the show last week. I was too tired. That was my reason. I was too tired.
Well, last week also Tomb Raider came out, so there's no way I was going to skip playing that.
Yeah, no.
For
respectable
this.
reasons. Respectable reasons. LB didn't think so. He felt like I was slacking off. But
Yep.
how you been, LB? How are things going?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm cheerful. I'm
Aw.
full of glee. No, fuck that. I'm here. I'm all right.
All right, good. What about you, Hit? And your awesome green screen that never goes away.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Been good.
I was
A lot of
told-
gaming news this week.
Yeah, tons of news. I was told that I need to take it down a notch on insulting Canada. People were actually,
that's right.
people
I
were
forgot
actually
about that.
offended.
Really?
Yeah, I've got some hate mail from your fellow
From
Canadians.
Canadians or
Yeah.
just from...
Yes.
Canadians.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know that we got hate mail. That's so exciting.
I
I didn't even know we had an email account.
I know. No, I got to tone it down. I can't.
Yeah.
It's
Can
getting-
you tell us what that hate mail is so that
It's
we
getting
can
old.
pass it around?
No, I can't do that. This is very confidential stuff. I can't say. I don't want.
Well,
I don't want Canada to retaliate. I have to protect our shores at this point now.
You don't have to worry about us right now. You got
Okay.
North Korea to worry about.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
We probably should not discuss that. Well, maybe we should. I don't know. I feel like with them, they're really. It's kind of like they pretend they're going to do something, but they're not going to do anything. They can't touch us. I'm more afraid of Canada. Yeah, I said it. LB, you agree, right? No,
Yeah, I guess so.
you do.
I
So
think we could spread the hate out a little
Yeah,
bit. I
just
mean,
spread
I
it
guess
out.
we could start picking on
Right.
Lithuania.
sure,
maybe?
Lithuanians. Yeah, we could do that. I got no problem.
Yeah.
with that. We are an equal opportunity destroyer, is what we do on the show. That's yeah. So this week, the big topic before we totally get on, but the big topic: do games need a multiplayer component? This was Tiff's idea. I love it. I can't wait to get into it. We were talking about things like Tomb Raider and a couple other games that are really great single player games, Mass Effect, stuff like that, and whether or not they need the actual component. So it's a pretty cool topic. But before we get into that, LB, why don't you hit them up with a little bit of site news?
Well, we're still waiting on the Too Old to Play versus the World Tournament Mixer results because Wham just got a new computer yesterday.
Wow. Wait, how long ago was that?
Yeah, a couple months
like
ago.
9 months.
Yeah.
9
Like, we
months.
totally won. I don't even know why he's going to tally the results.
This is true. We did win, right?
Imagine if
Team
we
did.
did win.
First place.
I think we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, I think we did.
I don't
Done.
think so.
Okay. Next topic.
Right, yeah,
Would
exactly.
it be considered performance enhancing?
Alcohol? No.
Yeah.
No.
At some point, well,
Julie,
at
yes.
some point, you relax and you kind of just get good, and then Tiff goes on a 15-man killing spree,
I
and
know.
then it's fucking over at that
Yes.
point.
That's what I know. We kicked some serious
But
ass.
I'd just like to point out that everyone kind of hit that plateau during the snipers match,
Yep.
and then things just went to shit
Went
from
to shit.
there.
Yeah. I think we probably should have not done the hour practice round of pre-drinking before we actually, but we kind of hit that barrier on the first game, and then it was not good. So
Yeah.
So he's tallying up the stuff. Does he have a time frame of when this may actually occur?
He said, hopefully, and this is the post that I read yesterday, hopefully sometime this week.
So summer 2014.
Summer 2014.
I'm very
yes.
Okay, but this sounds just like Jay and posting our last episode of
Oh, yeah.
TNT.
That's
Yeah.
true. Or having it
I'll
mail
have that
out
up
the,
before the
PVR.
PlayStation.
I had a great
announcement.
excuse though of why I didn't post it, which was now that it occurred, we no longer
Right.
need to show it. So that's how I do. That's how I do it. It's fantastic. Works. People agree. It's fine. What else is on the list?
The Twitch channel is converted to the beta version, so hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I kind of like it myself because it's a larger screen, more viewing area.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
we lose some landscape for pretty designs and whatnot, but
Yeah, I don't care about
Figures
this.
it's better.
I'm getting used to it. I was all haterade about it, but now I'm kind of whatever.
I heard rumors that they're going to be coming out of that beta, so
Like soon?
better now than later.
That's not a very beta, if you ask me. That's like a week. But yeah. Anyway, what else is on there?
Let's see. The Battle 3 Endgame DLC site-wide play date is 3/12/2013.
Oh, that's pretty. That's this week, huh?
That would be.
Oh, that's
Isn't that today?
That's today.
That
Oh my God! So if you're watching this recorded,
All right,
it's
so we
already
just
over.
cut that part
Let's
out.
cut that out. We'll cut that part out. So that's why no one's watching the show, because they're all at the playdate.
Exactly.
Not because the show sucks. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And the final piece, LB, why don't you introduce your colleague in his new famous his new famous position as the Quick Look series guy.
Well, Hitman, why don't you break it down for us?
Yeah, Hit, it's your stuff.
explain it
Tell
for us?
the fine people.
I just wanted to do quick like 1 hour preview of games. Like we'll get early copies of the game and for review copies and check out the latest Blockbuster games and put like the first hour of gameplay up on our YouTube channel and the Tool to Play YouTube channel. And I just basically review the game real quick, tell you whether you should get it or not.
Now the hour-long thing, is that
Yes.
when you say Quick Look?
We have some feedback for you.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. The idea of the Quick Look is not my idea. I grabbed it from the Giant Bomb guys, and they all do like 45 minutes to an hour gameplay. That's their Quick Looks. So I just basically thought we'd do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is
I
interesting
think
to see the
with
play.
busy individuals and gaming adults that we have on our site, I think an hour is too long.
No, it is a lot, and I don't expect people to watch all the way through. But at least they'll get like with the first video that I did was Tomb Raider, so like you got to see like the opening intro and the first like her walking around and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's where most people cut out, but
Yeah, that's where I left.
the only thing is like duty.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. Duty told me that we should cut it down to like 50 minutes. I tried doing it, but it was basically just cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because
like,
you're
15
trying to
minutes
you're
is too
trying to
short.
give
Maybe
them
30. Let's try a
maybe
happy
30.
medium.
You're trying to
Yeah,
give them a
I
feel
could
for
try
the
that.
actual game, right? Because you want them to see
Yeah.
the gameplay, which I
Right.
understand because it's
Yeah.
a hard balance to sort of do. Both
Well, and
at the
especially
same
with
time.
Tomb Raider, because there is so
Yeah.
many cutscenes, especially at the beginning, to set up the story.
Right.
I think it comes down to like each game is going to be different. Like I was thinking about doing a quick look for SimCity before all the server issues, and
Yeah.
that one I could probably cut down to 15 minutes easily, just show like the important parts and whatever.
Right.
But like games like cinematic games like Tomb Raider and stuff
You can't.
might be a little harder. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it's pretty.
So
it's pretty cool.
moving forward, yeah, each video was different, but basically just blockbuster games and stuff like that.
major title releases. And stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I
I love
actually
the
do love it,
idea,
yeah.
so I don't mean to be criticizing,
No.
but because it's a
Criticism
great
is always
idea. I
good.
love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And if you want to check it out, the first one is up on the homepage. Actually, we put it in the same feed as TNT. So if you just go to the drop down, you'll see it right through TNT. We're going to keep it there for a while just to see if we continue to do it, if we have the time and all that stuff. But I do like the idea. And Tiff was even saying, like, trying to get other people to submit videos themselves of what they're playing or, their own little video review. I actually love the idea. I think it'd be really cool to sort of see what the community thinks about a video game, be able to show other people and let them comment on that and sort of go through it. So I do like the idea. And for a guy like me, too, where I don't have a lot of time to play games at this point, I like it just because I like to see if it's even worth buying. Like, I mean, the best review for me is to see the game and, even without you talking through it, but just to see the gameplay, see what you're able to do, gives me a better idea than just reading a review or watching a video. You just can't get...
Right. Yeah, the trailer usually is very cinematic, and
Right.
it doesn't, for the most part, normally show you the actual gameplay, which is why these are so great.
Yeah. I really like that stuff. I mean, what LB, just to get your input on it too. What do you think of the quick looks thing? Is it like when you go to buy a game, how do you usually consume your review to make your decision? Is it based on something like that, or is it more like I read a couple reviews, word of mouth maybe? I don't know. Just I'm getting feedback to see how well this thing might go through.
Well, let's put it this way: if it's there for me to view before the release of the game, then definitely I want to check it out and I want to see it, because at this point, for most reviews, I'm pretty much tired of them. They're either all full of bullshit or they don't bring anything forward that interests me. So if I can get a view of it, like say if a game comes out and then they're playing it and I can watch it, great. If it's going to be after the game release or even same night, I've pretty much already kind of made my decision if
Yeah.
I'm going with it or not. So
It's an interesting subject, and one I think maybe we could explore like later on, like our reviews. I mean, maybe we use that topic next week. We have
Yeah,
a bunch
that's
of,
a great topic.
you know, because I don't know that I've used a review to buy a game in 5 years, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't buy games with reviews. It's almost like there's so many sites reviewing now, and there's so much opinion that just gets muddled in with everything that there's really no way to know. And I think the quick reviews are kind of cool because you're not really placing your opinion on the game. I mean, you are as you're playing it, but the viewer at least gets to see the game for themselves and make that choice and kind of be
Right.
along for the ride.
And it's funny with Tomb Raider, I intentionally did not read any previews,
Right, yeah.
any reviews, watch any gameplay. Like I knew I wanted the game and I didn't want any of that to spoil it.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting too. I mean, what did our knowledge of Tomb Raider was really with what we saw at E3, that like sort of
Right.
hype moment. And that's maybe enough to get you to like throw down some cash and take a chance. There's something to be said about taking a chance on a game, like buying a game because it intrigues you, and really like putting your money where your mouth is and actually trying to pay for the game and play it. So, you know, sometimes the hype and the reviews and all that stuff, they kill the game for you before you've had a chance to really make the opinion on your own. You know, it's I don't know. So it is a cool topic, and one that obviously relates to what we do at Tool to Play because we have reviews of our own. But I've always liked the more editorial stuff that we do in the commentary on video games from our side of things than the actual reviews themselves. So yeah, check out that Quick Hits from Hit. Right?
That's good. Yeah,
You like
good
that?
title.
I just branded it for you, buddy.
Yeah,
You don't owe me anything. Quick Hits.
But wait, is it only from him? Like I want to do one.
Sure.
You could be like Quick Hits from Hit's friend or colleague or something. I don't know. Hit's branding. I don't know. He holds the rights to
like
that shit.
one thing that I find in the gaming industry, like editorial reviews and stuff, videos like big, like
Oh, now, yeah,
getting
now
bigger.
especially.
Yeah.
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 So I just thought a good video on our channel, like on our site, would be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason I think we decided to do this show.
Yeah.
We had the feeling
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a piece of content people can watch, they can pause, they can play later. If there's one section in it, one thing I'd really love to do is really get the sections cut up so people can jump to parts where we kind of change direction, which happens often. You know, just something they consume at their speed. And I think video just has now, at least on the internet, become just commonplace. Like that's the way people would rather consume than reading anymore. You know, the wall of text era seems to be fading fast. So anyway, keep your eyes on that and some hopefully exciting stuff. What's up for the news this week? Hit, do you want to handle some news maybe for us? Like anything major? Not too much, but anything big?
The only thing that's really affected me is the goddamn SimCity server issues.
Yeah. So
that game is amazing. Does any of you guys have it yet?
no, I've been
No.
waiting.
No.
You know,
So
the new.
good.
This is the first time actually news like the of the servers where I just said, and I was honestly I was like gonna buy it that day. Day it came out, I was like, SimCity is my favorite game of all time. As a kid, growing up playing SimCity or SimCity 2, like loved it. So I was really excited. And after coming off of Diablo 3, where I literally almost threw my computer out my window because of the exact same issues with the servers, I was like, you know what? Not going to do it this time. I can't pay a company money, you know, knowing that they have this offline game that can be single player, but they're forcing this down my throats, and they didn't have the fucking frame of mind to buy more servers. This is like, come on, people.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, obviously it's making pretty big news. I don't know if everyone's been following it, but one of the biggest things that happened because of this debacle was that Amazon stopped selling the game. They were like, we're not selling the game anymore. We can't, in good conscience, tell people to buy this game, and then they receive it, and all of a sudden Amazon gets flooded with, you know, return policy, all this other bullshit, trying to get their money back. They're like, well, this is not even worth selling at this point. So,
That's crazy. Have they done that before with any other game?
not that, you know, not off the top of my head, where they've literally stopped selling. You know, they're literally saying to themselves, we
Right.
don't even.
Not
need
only
money.
did they stop selling it, but EA pulled all marketing on it. They're
Oh,
like,
did
we
they
can't
really?
tell people about this game until it's fixed.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the whole thing is, and I am tired of the industry coming out to us and saying, "Oh, we didn't know. Oh, we didn't think it'd be, you know, this popular." Fuck you.
Right.
I'm tired of it.
Right.
God damn it, get enough servers, and especially if you're going to require the online play, you better make sure you've got the capacity for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know the pre-order numbers. You know what's
Right.
gone out the door. You know, at
Quadruple
worst
that
case,
number.
assume 50%
Quadruple,
more past that.
It's called stress testing.
Yeah, right. Well, and the
Yeah, I
irony
mean-
from this story is that when it was in beta, and this is all common knowledge right now, but when it was in beta, one of the biggest problems was the servers. This isn't an issue that is coming out of nowhere and they're getting hit by a truck. They didn't know it was going to be this popular. I mean, this is a subject that a lot of people already knew, and I think the frustration was coming out of it is now that you have social media and places like Reddit and all these other places, that became common knowledge. So it was kind of like, look, I wasn't in the beta, but I heard from so and so and everyone else in the world that you knew about this up front. Everyone knew about this. This is common knowledge that the servers were a problem, that you guys knew there were going to be issues, and you did nothing to fix it. You waited until you got all the money and then said, oh, maybe now we should buy some servers. Now is the time where we should really get our infrastructure set up. I don't know. It just seems to me that with so much hate that EA has, everyone hates EA. They're the company you love to hate. You'd think that they would want to maybe not fuck up one launch. Like maybe this is the launch, guys.
You know
and we're
what?
just not
I
gonna
don't
fuck
think they
up.
care. As long as
Yep.
they are getting their money, they
Yep.
don't care.
Which is
Zero fucks given.
You think there's a
fucks-
possibility this game came out early, like they rushed it? You think the Maximum guys were like, this game's not ready, and EA is like, no, this has got to come out now.
I don't.
I think that's quite likely that
think
probably happened.
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility, but I mean, given what we heard about beta, I don't know that a lot of the things that happened during beta were really Miraxis just saying we don't see the problem, we don't have an issue, sort of doing a little bit of the head in the sand sort of technique. So I don't know if they were just getting so much pressure that they decided to ignore it and not listen to their customer base, but either way, doesn't matter. It's like how many times are we going to, as consumers, give EA money knowing that the chances of getting screwed are 90%. I have to say,
we're too dumb
We're
to
so
dumb.
dumb.
Figure that out.
it's as much our fault, and I know
Yep.
this is, people
Yeah.
don't like to hear this, but it's our fault. You can't have someone punch you in the face every time you go to their house. They punch you in the face. That's just what happens. And then the fifth time you go to their house, they punch you in the face. You're like, why'd you punch me in the face? Like, well, dude, I've been punching you in the face for 6 weeks. This
Right.
is what's going to happen. So it blows my mind that people get so uppity about EA when EA has shit launches. They don't seem to care about their customer base, but they've got the IPs that you want. So you'd rather just
Yes.
burn money than fight them with the.
Well, did they
with your
have anything
pockets.
else come out this quarter? Because I'm wondering if that was the rush, try to get it out for their quarterly results.
I mean, EA has so many properties. Off the top of my head, I actually couldn't tell you. I mean, I know they
I
did.
couldn't tell you.
I know
Yeah.
they did a similar thing with Star Wars. People obviously know that MMO was rushed and killed their numbers. I mean, I could probably think of a million other ones that were rushed and killed their numbers as well, but it doesn't seem to hurt them. They'll keep buying small companies, eating up all their stuff, and then shitting them out. That's what they do best. They take studios, they take the talent, they take an IP, they rush sequels, and they try to get as much money made. And when that studio fails, they close it and they move on, find the next big thing, buy that up. And that's just sort of this Pac-Man mentality that they've had. And Tank was talking about Dead Space. Dead Space
Dead Space.
didn't perform as well as I think they thought it was either. And I don't know that game was necessarily rushed, but I don't think they really focused on it like they have some other titles. So I don't know. It's like fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, or the opposite, shame on me. But I'm hoping that people will eventually start doing stuff with their wallets and actually making the concerted effort to not buy EA products. That's the only way. It's the only way.
The only reason why this is such a big deal, I saw this on Twitter and I thought it was perfect. The only reason this is such a big deal is because the game is so good.
Right.
It's really the only, it's such a great game, but the servers are all these problems are really hindering it. If it was a shitty game and had server issues, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, but I think isn't that kind of the EA MO though? I mean, Battlefield, they make great games, right? I don't think that EA makes shit games, but they make gaming hard. Like they have,
You
all
have to
these-
really want
yeah,
it.
you've got to want it. Like you've got to you're going to go through a week or two of bullshit with every launch. You know that they're not going to be prepared for infrastructure, that they're going to nickel and dime you on DLC, that some things may or may not be included. I mean, that's sort of the one thing you know. And so you almost can't bitch at this point because it's happened so many times that now it's like it's an expected thing. So the only way to fight something like that is not to ask for a refund, but to not buy the game in the first place. Their numbers have to dwindle. They need to lose revenue, and then maybe they'll turn to customer support and actually do things right. And the other side of this whole coin is that once people do feel like they've been offended and they've, been taken advantage of, when you go to like EA customer support, I mean, there are posts upon posts about how shitty they are. We're like, hey, can I get my money back? No, but I'll give you a fuck you. And you're like, wait, what? How is this, like they just come up with like the dumbest shit. And it's, there's something to be said about customer support. There's something to be said about when mistakes get made, you actually try to fix them. Like you try to take care of the consumer. So yeah.
Have you heard what they're doing to, say sorry?
No.
They're giving
What are they doing?
They're giving everyone a free game. Yeah, that's the latest info.
Is it another game that has no support and
Right,
shitty
like
servers?
that's what a lot of people are saying is they're like, well, I don't want another EA game. Like I'm mad. Why would you're giving me more
Right.
shit?
Give me my money back.
Give me my money back. Right. That's the thing.
Well, that's another thing they said. Anyone that bought the game digitally, sorry,
Can't
no
give me your
refunds.
money back. No refunds.
Read the fine print.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the lack of customer service. It's like, first you get shit on and then they kick you while you're down. It just seems like, come on. They literally don't care. I mean, they just don't care. So anyway, don't buy EA products, please. If you're mad at them, don't buy them. But if you want to play the game and you find out it sucks, well, all right? We're telling you ahead of time right now on this show, it's going to suck for at least 2-3 weeks. And if you got a problem with it, too bad. They're not going to care. All right. Anyway, a couple other things news, just small things. The Halo 4 Castle map pack got dated for April 8th, which I do think is a little quick.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah,
soon.
I'm not ready for another map
Yeah,
pack
I was
yet.
actually really surprised.
Especially because it's bigger.
Even though I already
maps.
paid for it, like I'm just not ready yet.
I mean, it's what BTB focused. Well, at least it feels that way from what we've seen. LB, I know you're super excited for more BTB because this is Halo is officially a BTB game only.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, I love the
it's-
close quarter maps.
I mean, listen, I like big team battle, but you know what? When you have 11 maps that big team battle can be played on, and you literally have 3 maps for everything else, not counting Forge. I mean, where's the fleshed out? Where is it like in equal proportion? There's not.
But you know what? When you look at the numbers to see how many people are in each game type, Big Team Battle always has the biggest number of people.
I agree, but there's not. You can only play on one map at a time.
Right.
And even then, you don't even get to play the other maps unless people have the maps. So you're still continually kicking out these big team battle maps, and if people don't have them, they're not going to come up. So you're still going to just play a few maps each time. I don't get it. And I mean, all these maps were designed before Halo 4 was released. It's not like they were waiting around to see what's popular to design a map.
Right.
So this is the direction they want to go, or at least wanted to go with H4. So this is the shit sandwich we get, and we got to take a bite of, which is fine, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'd rather they do a mix and not just keep it all to one map type.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why they do like these themed packs. I don't really know why.
Well, they didn't used to.
Yeah, they
well,
never
I mean,
used to.
But now we have 343, so
different studio. Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah.
that's why exactly. So that's a little bit of news, and then I guess finally there's a couple other things, but not that big. But what I actually looked at today, I thought that was interesting, was the Activision adding their in-app purchases to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I thought that was kind of, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that? We've talked about that a lot. The whole nickel and dime thing with EA kind of fits in the same realm. Do you guys care about this stuff? Like, would you pay for something?
It bugs me because they made one of the pre-order maps free. So like, what was the incentive for to get that game if they were just going to give that product away for free?
Well, it's the whole you got it first, right? That's like
I
that's
guess
their way of of kind of
You get early access to it, but yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. But I
does
mean,
kinda suck.
if they're not charging for something that I don't need, then I'm not too worried about it. But if they're charging for like,
Bullets.
yeah, or if you can if you buy it.
To get ammo, you have to buy the ammo pack.
30 cents a clip. I
How
love it.
pissed would people be, man?
Oh my
Shit would hit the fan.
I think that, you know,
Buy
it's
this pack,
like,
you
think we're
get
onto something
9,000
here.
more bullets per gun. Yes, you don't even have to reload. Yeah.
knowing
That would
gamers, they'd be pissed for a week and then they'd pay. Like
Right, yeah,
this
exactly.
This is what I've learned from gamers.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, this is such
so
bullshit.
how do I
I'm
buy
gonna
it?
buy one pack, just one. That's it. And then they buy 18 packs and they can't.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, gamers, we're such a sad group of people because they're
We
like,
are. We're such
gamers,
dumb
yeah,
consumers.
gamers just say to themselves like, oh well, you know, I could pay the 50 cents for the ammo, or or I can like go out and like hang out with my friends. They're like, oh, that sounds terrible. I'm just gonna pay for the ammo. I don't want to do real life stuff. I just want to. I'll pay for the ammo and then I'll go out later. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. So that starts. Is that I think this week or soon? I believe. I don't know. Anyway, so to the topic at hand, does a game have to include multiplayer to be successful? And one of the main reasons this came up, we were kind of talking about Tomb Raider, and one of the reviews on the site kind of saying how Tomb Raider's multiplayer was a little bit lacking, and obviously it was maybe it feels a little bit tacked on. Tomb Raider obviously getting great reviews for the single player, known as one of the better single player games that's come out this year. So the question is, do you need the multiplayer component in order to actually make your game successful and sellable, or is it not a requirement anymore? And we
Right.
have
Does
several
that
other-
make it a AAA title because
is
it
that-
has multiplayer?
Is that what you need? So before we kind of get into the other games and everything else out there, we'll just go around the table. I'll start with you, LB. Do you, when you're buying a game, and you know let's say we know the focus is single player, we know that's the deal. Do you care if it does or does not have that multiplayer component when you go to purchase it? Does that sway you in your purchase?
Me specifically,
Yeah.
in my gameplay or choice, it does. I don't play just single player games.
Right.
Loser.
Well, I mean,
You like to be sociable, you loser.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you? What
I know,
kind
my
of gamer
bad.
are you that you don't want to play by yourself?
my bad. I mean, honestly, I don't see $60 worth just a single player game. No matter how great it is, I don't think $60 is the right price point for it. I mean, you have now, Tiff. Are you done with Tomb Raider?
I am. So how long did it take everyone to finish the game? It took me, I'd say 13 to 14 hours roughly.
So 13 to 14 hours for $60. I mean, that always comes down to, is that worth it? Was the money spent worth it?
But what happens when you go to the movie theater?
You spend about, let's say, let's average. Let's go 3 hours. I'll go on the high side for movies. So 3 hours. That's a long
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
$10 to get in, right? Are we eating popcorn? What are we eating here? We eating some
Oh yeah, we
popcorn?
gotta have some
We got some
popcorn. We gotta
popcorn.
have soda.
Yeah, we get some soda, some
Yeah, eating.
popcorn. So what? Like maybe $20 a pop, I guess, for like, and I think that's a little on the high side to be honest with you. But so you can get away with like, let's say $15 to $20 a pop for your 3 hours. So you're at 14 hours.
Right. So let's just make it easy. Let's say $5 an hour.
$5
to
an
be
hour.
entertained.
I don't know. I think that's kind of worth it. But I think the problem is with like what LB is saying is you can also spend $60 an hour on a multiplayer game and it could last you a year, 3 years. Halo 2 lasted almost like Halo 2 lasted forever.
Right. It's still going.
Yeah, it's still people still like it. So I mean,
And like once you've done the playthrough, though, unless I understand if people are doing it for achievements or going back for achievements, that's fine.
Right.
But even then, you're done. I mean, if you've played the game on the hardest level going out, do you just go back in on the easy level to play it again? I mean,
But what happens when you go to the movies? You watch the movie and you're done.
you're outie.
That's it. You're
That's
done.
it. So
If you want to legally see that movie again, you have to pay either to go see it at the theater or to get the disc.
and I think that's kind of the problem with gaming right now too is the values are skewed because you have an opportunity to buy a game for the same price point that will I guess, inevitably last forever, as long as they keep servers up and as long as people are still playing multiplayer. But at the same time, buy a game where, you play it through maybe once, maybe twice, like LB said, for achievements and such like that, and then it's over. Are those values the same? I mean, can we take those two things and say it's okay to spend $60 for 15 hours of gaming, and it's okay to spend $60 for what could be weekends and months of gaming time? I mean, I guess that's the true question.
Yeah, I think it depends on the game type and what the gamers are expecting.
Yeah.
With Tomb Raider, I was expecting a fantastic single-player experience. Very story-driven. I don't care if it has a multiplayer. I could care less. I feel like I got my money's worth. Like, the single player was way better than most single-player games that I can think of in recent history.
And that to me, I think that's a really good point too, because I think a lot of what it comes down to that this topic, the reason I even thought it was so great is you have to remember that there's development time that goes into creating that multiplayer component. And so if the dev team is spending a lot of cycles, money, getting people on this to create this multiplayer component and tack that on, would that then just be better money spent on making an even better single player game? Using that money, using that dev time to help craft a game that could be even better. And the reason I bring that up is we've kind of looked into this BioShock Infinite thing that's coming out, where the devs have said, we dropped multiplayer. We had it for a while. We played it. We play tested it. We didn't like it. And we ultimately felt like our time would be better spent on the game itself. And I know that there's plenty of games out there. And ironically, Halo is one of these games where multiplayer was not a part of Halo. Like it was a little bit tacked on, especially Halo 1, the original Halo. There was no, obviously, multiplayer component outside of, being in a local area network. There's no, online. And yet that is really what took that game forward. So when you see a game like BioShock Infinite do that, is that really in the best interest of the gamer themselves? I mean, like, what do you guys think about what BioShock's doing? Kind of saying like, we don't think this is not what BioShock's about. We're about single player, and therefore we're not going to add it. Do you think that's going to hurt their sales? I mean,
I don't at all.
No,
I don't
way.
think so.
No.
So even a guy like you, LB, are you interested in BioShock Infinite?
No, actually, I'm not.
Okay.
Again, it's just single player. And if the definition, well, I mean,
Sure,
this is
no,
it.
I
If
think
the
that's
definition of
social.
I think that's
success-
totally fair. I think that's totally fair.
If the definition of success is sales,
Right.
then absolutely you don't need multiplayer because, as sales have proven, Assassin's Creed, Portal, Tomb Raider, whatever, they can be successful and they can move units. That's fine. As a personal preference, it's just not for me.
Right. But okay, then I guess I go a step further. Now, if BioShock Infinite has a multiplayer component, now are you interested in buying the game, or does that still not? I guess that's the big question. Does
Right.
multiplayer
Does it
sell
factor into
units?
your buying decision?
Right. Is that a part of the actual movement, or like how you actually see a game? And then does that get you to play single player? Does that get you to actually be invested in that game?
See, I think it depends on the game type.
Yeah.
With
How-
Halo 4, I didn't really care as much about the single player.
Wow.
I just wanted to jump right into the multiplayer.
But I think you're in.
And I bet there's a lot of
group
people that
like
just
that.
put the game in and went right to multiplayer. They haven't even played single player because they're expecting that great experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly in that camp. The only reason I bought the last two Reach, I didn't even do the campaign. I couldn't even tell you what happened in that game. I just bought it, put it in, said I don't like this game, and then I was done. So I mean, I definitely can see how they both fight off one another. And ironically, I think it was like last week when I did the GUI podcast, the newly named GUI podcast with Derek. We were talking about what
Spoilers!
we were talking about what they were doing with Uncharted. And what Uncharted's doing in their business model is they're basically giving multiplayer away for free, which I find really, really interesting in terms of trying to get them into their franchise. And what they're basically doing is like, yes, we have a multiplayer component. It's a part of the game, but we think we've crafted a fantastic single player experience. Come try multiplayer out for free. Maybe that gets you to buy their game. Maybe that gets you to say, oh, I like this universe. I'd like to learn more about this universe. And you'll actually play that single player game. I mean,
Well,
how do you feel about that, LB? What's
no, I read it as two different things. With the multiplayer is not completely free. It's free up into a certain level cap.
Okay, fair enough.
And then after that, you can pay to get the rest of multiplayer. So, I mean, some people are going to be like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool. Maybe I do want to try the campaign. Yeah, that's still going to work, but it's not the total focus, is to buy the complete game. If, going to kind of Tiff's point, just for Halo 4, Bungie and 343 have said all along, believe us or not, the campaign outsells multiplayer participation hand over fist. And if you look at the Halo charts, the results of daily players, it's kind of obvious. On the first 2 or 3 days of Halo 4, you had almost 400,000 people playing the game. Now you're struggling to break, 55,000, 60,000. So that's kind of wiped out for that. It's campaign definitely has a pull for a lot of people. And I truly believe that, we even talked about this in chat today, that the majority of gamers on a whole, percentage 60, 65, maybe it's 7%, just want to be entertained. And if they can get that through campaign, just playing campaign, they'll do that. And like you said, not even worried about multiplayer. Now, would I have bought Halo 4 if it was just multiplayer? For myself, yes, I would have, because I love Halo 4
absolutely.
multiplayer.
right, of course.
But I also believe I got added value as having the campaign for Halo 4, because I've played the other campaigns, and I'm like, all right, wow, this isn't too bad. But I've only done it the first time. I did it day one, banged it out, I was done, I've moved on.
Right. So, but I mean, I guess
do you feel like you got your money's worth then?
Yeah.
Out of Halo 4? Because you got that single player experience plus all the reuse with the multiplayer.
I think for the amount of time I've put into it, I have. I mean, I'm going on 14 or 15 days worth of playtime.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God.
For $60, come on.
So you're probably not the best example.
Come on.
That game,
They need to increase the level cap because of you.
I'm on the other side of the bell curve.
Right,
Yes. Over on here.
You've actually broke the bell curve, but yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I kind of do. I mean, it's very hit and miss with me, and I'm not the best person just to comment just for single player games, because I really don't play them.
All right. Well, what about Hit? Because you've played Tomb Raider and you've played Halo.
To me, I don't know. My opinion is every game is known already. There's so many established IPs: Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Halo. They're all specifically known for their own components. Halo's known for multiplayer. Tomb Raider is known for single player. Uncharted started off with only single player. I just think that it doesn't matter if you put multiplayer in it or not. That BioShock is known for single player. It's not known for multiplayer. So if they include it or not, it doesn't matter, at least to me. But Halo can sell without story, because that's what it's known for. It doesn't really.
I don't know that Halo is
Multiplayer
known
is-
for
So what do you think new games need to do then? Do they need to establish
If you're
themselves
if
as
you're a
one
brand new-
or the other?
If you're a brand new IP and you're not established, you got to have multiplayer in it. You got to keep your game lasting as long as possible.
Okay,
people-
so with
if-
Tomb Raider being kind of considered a reboot, do you think they made the right decision?
No, because Tomb Raider's already established.
Yeah,
It
even as
doesn't
a
need
reboot, it
multiplayer.
doesn't necessarily
They
need
just
it.
threw it in there to try to get more sales out of it.
Which is
But
odd.
it
with
didn't
Tomb
need
Raider.
it.
Yeah, and that's odd with Tomb Raider.
Like
because it's
Uncharted,
been
if
hurting
Uncharted would have come out with multiplayer, Uncharted 1, day one with multiplayer, I could understand why they would include multiplayer in the other games. But this is a perfect example of what they're doing with 3. Nobody knows about Uncharted. Nobody knows that Uncharted even has multiplayer. The sales in Uncharted are ridiculous. They're so low, and it's basically one of their highest franchises too, which is a little sad. But nobody knows multiplayer. I play Uncharted, and there's no one in the multiplayer section.
Right, but here's the thing with this, and this is why I like what they're doing with making it free to a point. They're trying to, and I do respect this, they're trying to capitalize on two different markets. Like when you say Halo is known for multiplayer, that's true to you. But I think what LB is saying, which I totally agree
No.
with, that's not true. more people play campaign than ever touch multiplayer. And that is a
Yeah.
fact. And therefore, why not try to pull in money and resources and gaming styles from all around the like at least with Uncharted, they're saying, give us a shot. We're not known for multiplayer. We've got a great single player game. You guys know that already. Come on in, play for free. If you like it, maybe you'll be excited about the universe. Maybe if you never were a single player guy, you might become converted to a single player. Or maybe we have a great multiplayer experience. Is that not
I
good
agree.
marketing,
I
or-
agree with their strategy. It makes total sense. Just to get the word out, I mean, it's perfect what they're doing. But like, I don't know how to express myself on this. You don't need, like, if it's an established, you don't need the multiplayer in it.
Yeah, and I think I see what you're saying. I don't think there's a need for it, but it's to reach out to other markets that maybe weren't there before. And I guess the big question is, and going back to the Lara Croft thing, did they probably didn't need it. I totally agree. Now that we've kind of heard the reviews that the multiplayer is kind of shitty, does that then hurt the game? I mean, we know the single player is great. People love it. The reviews that talk about the actual multiplayer component, just same kind of thing. Feels tacked on, doesn't feel fleshed out. Does that hurt them, or does it even matter at that point?
I think it does.
You think it actually hurts them?
Yeah, because they could have made a better game if they would have put all the resources on single player.
I think it hurts their reputation a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not going to hurt their current sales.
Right. So maybe in the future, when the next Lara Croft comes out, people say, "Oh, I know to stay away from multiplayer. I know that that's not a component that I'm looking for." Which is
I think that's kind of what happened with BioShock.
Yeah, and I agree, because they did one. Was it the last one?
BioShock 2 was added, and it wasn't made by these guys either.
Well, and that's a very fair point. They did not make BioShock 2.
They were forced to put multiplayer in that second game, and it didn't do well.
And that's
yeah, and it's funny because it wasn't horrible. I played the multiplayer actually a good bit, and it wasn't horrible.
It wasn't great.
If BioShock 1 would have come out with multiplayer, it'd be a different story.
You see, I wonder that. I mean, again, that game was crafted specifically to be this great single player experience.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's funny when you say that too, they were forced to put in multiplayer. It now seems to be, at least maybe that's receding a bit, but for a while it seemed to be like if you had a game, you absolutely needed a multiplayer component. You couldn't get away with not having it.
Right.
I mean, even huge games like Mass Effect still put in multiplayer. And I would be shocked if people bought Mass Effect for multiplayer. I don't think anyone did. So it seems to be a
they
requirement.
did their multiplayer well. I haven't played it, but all the reviews on it say that the multiplayer actually is smooth.
Decent.
It works. It's decent. So does that mean that whole franchise, their next game, people are going to be expecting the multiplayer?
I would hope not. I mean, I think that's the thing is I
think they will.
I think they will. I think you're right too. I think they'll feel obligated to do it. And that's the thing is this obligation of actually kind of like being forced to put in that multiplayer component. So I mean,
but it's our fault because anytime there's a single player campaign that's, less than 15 hours, less than 20 hours, everybody complains. They're like, "Oh, I didn't get my money's worth."
Like LB, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan.
I would say that if Halo 4 came with no multiplayer, like if it was just that storyline, I'd be like, that's it, $60 for what, 8 hours?
Right.
Myself.
Well,
4 hours.
and that's why I think you're right that the IP is really tied to the value. Like you look at Halo.
If you start an IP from day one, you got to decide: are we doing multiplayer or not?
Yeah, like what are we?
Yeah. Because if we're doing it, let's do it now. We can't put it in later.
And even I can, to go along with the IP, you tie it to the IP. Can you imagine if Halo 5 came out and they were like, "Yep, it's just campaign. That's it," and it's 30 hours of campaign.
Right.
Over the top. It's like it's gonna take you 30 hours to complete on basic.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Right,
not
because
get
they've
it.
set that expectation in you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I'll
that's
give you
that's a really good sort of thing to draw. Like, I mean, like, what if they gave you 40 hours? What if they give you 50 hours? What if it was the greatest single player game of all time? I still think in your head you'd be like, this is a $30 game. right? You'd be like, this is
Yeah.
about, I'd give them about
I'm with you.
30.
Yeah.
30 seems fair, but I can't go any further, you know?
There's
And-
100 hours of campaign. It's gonna be, $60. I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I will wait.
it's too much.
Halo
9 months
5,
down
open
the road
world.
when I
Right, yeah,
buy
exactly.
$30 or $20, and
Well-
then I might give it a shot.
And then in the same sentence, in the same paragraph, we'd say, oh, well, I could buy Tomb Raider with just single player. $60, totally good deal. It's a great game. It's a great game, doesn't need multiplayer. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the values do need to sort of I still feel like it's a little broken. I feel like $60 for a single player game, even if the game is great, and I agree, 15 hours is a long period of time, and certainly at $5 a pop an hour, it's not bad. But still does not seem to relate to a game like Halo 4 or Call of Duty, which, I mean, Call of Duty, that's really is a multiplayer first game. I've never given a shit about a Call of Duty campaign in my entire life, even less than Halo. So, and you can play that game for 150 hours. And
Funny thing with Call of Duty, it started off as a single player game.
Right.
That's very interesting.
And the Call of Duty 2, where things really started to heat up. Remember, it had that horrible net code. Everyone hated it, but that's what they they got into it. They liked the way it played, and that was all they needed to take their franchise from a single player to a multiplayer. So, I don't know. It's a really, really tough topic. And going, I guess, with the money thing, that seems to be where we're all like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
Like, do you think that they should price those differently?
I would love to see that. Here's the thing that I always think about these single player games too. If they price them like $40, let's say, I'm not even going to say half, let's say 40, 45. I might actually be more likely to purchase them than if they were 60. Because at least then mentally I can see that sort of value difference. Like, oh, okay, well, if I buy Halo, I'm getting the campaign, but I'm getting like 100 hours minimum of multiplayer time. Whereas when I look at a game like Tomb Raider, I already know before I buy it, I'm not playing multiplayer. It's there, but I already know that it's not. I already don't give a shit. I've never even seen it. So it's really hard for me to justify that money at that point. Cause I'm like, well, do I want to risk the $60 of a shitty multiplayer? So I don't know. I mean, what do you, I mean, does anyone else think that it needs to be a cheaper price point, or am I crazy here?
Here's a question for you guys. Let me reverse that. Do you guys think that moving forward in the future, we'll start seeing a change to the business model where it's like $20 for campaign, $40 for multiplayer, and that's how they ship games now digitally?
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would love
Like,
to.
give people the choice.
But then would anyone really buy the campaign?
We'll see.
If it was good, they would.
Yeah, I'm with Tiff, and I would love to see that as well. But we both know
Nope.
the companies are never ever going to do that.
No, because you're already a dumbass. You're paying $60 for a
They
single
want
player
their,
game.
yeah,
You've
They want
already-
their $60.
You've
They're gonna
already
keep
said,
it.
hey, I don't mind $60 single player game. Doesn't bother me.
Right.
So-
Hey, it's only 15 hours. Let's add some multiplayer. Now it's worth $60.
Yes, exactly. Now the value is worth it. You're like,
Exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha. Well, at least we figured everything out. I like when we could all come to the exact conclusion at the end of the show that we're just getting fucked, and yet we're still spending the money because we don't
yeah.
care.
Because we're dumb.
Because we're dumb.
Gamers are lemmings.
This-
I'm a
yeah,
lemming.
it's true.
I piss and moan about H4, and guess what? I'm gonna go out and fucking buy H5.
You're like, oh, map pack?
Ooh.
Can't wait to give you my money. I hate BTB maps, but I'm going to buy
LB's
these
just gonna go
maps.
play H4 as soon as we're done.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I keep playing it. I complain about it, and I hate it, and I play it.
Yeah.
So what is it? You know, at the end, what does that really mean? You know, I'm a fool.
And there is a way out. I have to say, because Tank's kind of bringing it up in chat. You wait for the game to go on sale, especially single player games. You wait for the game to go on sale. You buy it at half price, if not less, and you play the single player.
75%.
No,
Yeah, right?
never. Not
Never?
gonna do it.
No?
No.
You're just
not
like, you
gonna
know
do
what?
it.
Take all the money. You want what? It's
No,
$80?
I
Deal.
think the thing is because all my friends are dumb too,
Right.
and so they're all playing it. And so I need to play it too.
Oh, God. Consumer whores is what we are.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Jesus.
Here's another question. What do you guys think of large game sales like that Xbox Live one?
Wait, what now?
Like that Xbox Live Games on Demand sale.
Well,
like
that's-
85% off.
Yeah, that goes back
no,
to...
wait. It wasn't 85%
Well.
off of the stuff I wanted to buy.
Right.
Because I was hoping, maybe Blops 2, get a nice little discount on that.
Nope.
Pick it up. No, they were like, "Fuck you! It's like $50."
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Halo 4 is 50% off.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Halo 4 is not
50%
doing
off.
as well as Call of Duty. I wonder if that has anything to do with their pricing structure.
Absolutely, but you know what? I kind of, money in the hand or two in the bush.
Right.
You know what? If you would have dropped that to $40, maybe even 35, I would have made that purchase.
Yep. Yeah.
Now you didn't get any money from me.
And I hate going back to Steam every time on the show because it just sounds like I'm sucking Steam's dick for a living. But they do that
You are.
model. I am. By the way, they pay me. I think they have the best model ever. They drop the prices to the basement. They don't even. They're like, fuck it. It's everything. We'll give you $6 to play. You're like, what? $6 to play, and you end up buying like a million games that you never ever open. I mean, it's a model that yes. It is a cheap amount of money that they're getting, but it's money they would have never had. And that's the point. Never would have bought the game. I have the Humble Pack. I bought that. I've never, there's 7 games in there. I have never played any of them. None.
Yeah, same with me.
It just sits there on my computer and it's like, haha, you're dumb shit. So, yes, it does seem crazy at times to do these like half price things. I'm glad Xbox is at least experimenting with it, but at least with Steam, you've seen it. You know the model works. It's a great model. You try the game with $5, you don't give a shit. That's money they never had. So, I don't know. That's like I could scream about that all day.
A lot of my friends are pretty cheap, and they wouldn't get Halo 4 or some of those games day one, but they were on sale and they were all buying them. They were like, "This is awesome." I kind of like the model for that, just to get my friends involved.
Yeah,
Or
it helps bring friends over to games that
softcore
they might
gamers.
not have played. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. It's just we're so fickle that everybody's like, you play a game for a month and you're on to the next game, and it might even be 2 weeks that
Right.
you're playing that game, and then everybody's just on to the next one.
Yeah, I will say the attention span of the gamer, like ever since you look 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, you played Halo 2 for like 3 years of your life.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Now Halo 4, like LB said, 400,000 plus. Now they're struggling to hit 50,000. I mean, everyone's already saying, "Where's Halo 5? Like, are we going to see a trailer?" It's
Right.
like, what,
Yeah,
dude?
they've
We just
moved
fucking
on.
got this game, It's like, and that's what. And you know what? I attribute that to the Call of Duty model. I attribute that to
Yeah.
the whole release.
I don't want
schedule.
new maps. I want a new game.
Yeah, it's been a year. Call of Duty's got a new game. It's been a year. What the fuck? It's like, oh, well, sorry, we're trying to actually craft something. They're like, no, I don't want it to be good. I just want it to be shitty, and I want it to be fast.
I just want
It's
you
like
to
the
take my
fast-
money.
Yeah, it's the fast food nation of fucking video games. God damn it.
I want new weapons.
I
that
want
are
new
just
weapons.
Skin differently.
I want a
but do
different
the same
skin.
thing.
I want it to be gold with diamonds on it. Why can't I get gold with diamonds on it? I want to pay for it too because I'm
But you know
fucking
what?
stupid.
None of
stupid.
this is going to
Rainbow.
change as long as we keep giving them our money.
Absolutely.
I think we've-
None of it is
absolutely.
going to change.
I
We can
think
just
we've-
sit here and
yeah.
bitch about it until we're blue in the face.
I think
It's
we've
not
realized
going
that
to change.
we just need to stop playing video games. I think that's
Yeah.
the last show that I'm doing.
That's it. I'm done.
I'm done. Moving on to something else.
I'm going to go
Like,
outside.
Even like in chat today, like I was telling my some of the profanity guys. I'm like, look, if Destiny only released the information they've currently given out, and if they stop at this point and only say it's going to release on this date, and didn't put out anything else, no more previews, no more trials, no more reviews, no videos, no blogs, no nothing, I guarantee they would sell 3 million units of
Guaranteed.
that game.
I might buy 3 million units myself. That's how fucking dumb I am. I buy them all. I don't care.
Some of the guys here were like, "No, you're crazy," and I'm like, "No, I'm not.
No, you're not crazy.
I guarantee if they didn't do anything else, they could sell
Yeah.
3 million because it's Bungie."
I could have just seen the logo. No, I could have not even seen the logo. They just sent me a date. They're like, hey, by the way, it's on the 5th. You're like, oh, fuck. Really? The 5th?
They just show you the sniper rifle
Yeah, it's just
profile.
one thing.
buying it. I'm
It's just like the side of a building. And I'd be like, Dad, you see the side of that building? It's fucking gorgeous. This game's going to be amazing. And I'd buy it. It's terrible. Well,
Yeah.
at least we all know we're just corporate shills. Sad individuals. Do whatever we have to do to play the game. Anyway, all right, that's going to be it for the show. It's a great show this week, guys. Good stuff. Glad to be back. Glad everyone's here. Got everyone here. If you want to listen to LB rant about anything, he doesn't rant as much as he used to. I think he's been calming down in his old age. I don't know. What do you think, LB? Anyway, where can they hit you up?
Well, hopefully one day I'll actually receive the HD PVR that
I
I,
don't
have,
know what you're
so
talking
you
about.
can actually hear me rant on the Twitch Too Old to Play channel. But until then, you can find me at LBSUTKE on Twitter, or that is also my gamer tag on Xbox Live, PSN, and Steam.
Oh wow, Hit.
Whoa.
Since you have streaming capabilities, Oleg LB, where would they find you at?
You can find me at Twitter and Xbox Live at i6Hitman and my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Watchtower Games.
Watchtower
Or
Games.
on the Tool to Play. I've been streaming a lot for the Tool to Play channel, so check me
Yeah.
out there.
Go over there, check it out. All right, Tiff. What about you?
I am Electrify everywhere.
It's actually it's quite accurate.
Yeah, it is.
Any social media platform you want to find
Yes,
her.
just
There you go.
find Electrify
Yeah.
with a K.
That worked with a K. With a K. And if you want to find me, I'm sometimes on Twitter. I haven't been on there lately because I don't know. I'm really boring. You don't want to follow me. But if you did, it would be at DOODIROCK, and I'm on Facebook and all that other bullshit. And I think I'm going to start doing the GUI show with Derek. Yeah, I haven't confirmed that yet either. Well, we'll see.
I like the last
Yes,
episode you
you
were on.
are.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yeah, you are.
So I'll be on Mondays as well. Or no, Wednesdays,
Yes.
I think is what.
Well, yeah, when it comes out.
Anyway, next week, I know we have like so many ideas for topics now next week.
We
I don't know what
do.
we're going to do. There's actually going to be stuff, though. Felby can maybe even get his streaming stuff. I don't know why he can't get his shit together. If he does.
Yeah, maybe if
Maybe
somebody
see some,
could
some streaming.
read the address and put the correct address down on the mailing label.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful. All right, everyone. We will see you next week. Thanks for coming out for the show, and peace out.
Later.
See you guys.
Everyone.